Hey guys, Cam here at the Battler Workshop and welcome. Well, it's been a little while since I put a video up and I must apologise for that. It's been a fairly busy time at work again and at home as well. First thing I want to go through are some stickers that have arrived, and I've got quite a few here actually, so done a bit of a sticker swap, and I've received quite a few in return. First up is Mark Prisling. And if you watch my channel, you'd be watching Mark's channel. I mean, like, this guy can make engineering into an art form, and he does it very, very well. And those lanterns that he's putting together for his pathway around his property are out of the box. And that punk steam engine clock that he did was just absolutely amazing. Amazing piece of gear. And he's also sent me a little postcard from Noosa, which I love. We used to go up there an awful lot with the kids, and that's down at the National Park, I would assume, at the southern end of the main swimming beach, and it's a lovely walk around there. So thanks for reminding me, Mark, how cold it is here at the moment. We've got Paul from the Knackler's Workshop, and Paul's out of the UK, and he's just moved to an upstairs workshop, and I've been watching the progress as Paul's been putting that workshop together, and he's got a fantastic space up there. So Paul, expecting some big things out of you, mate. Really looking forward to what you're going to do up there. We've got Stephen Lang from Shark River Machine Shop, and Stephen is a bit of a stalwart with our little YouTube group, I guess, and what Steve puts out in that small workshop and the quality that he does it to is fantastic, and I really do enjoy watching Steve and his channel and what he presents to us. Everett from Everett's Machine Shop. Everett's a Canadian. He's just moved into a new home which has got a bigger space for his workshop. Looking at it, he's still trying to get things together, but once again, he's got a very, very nice little YouTube channel, and very, very easy to watch in the way that Everett does present. So thank you, Everett. We've got Kevin at Machine NZ, and Kevin's a bit of a prolific builder. He's just finished that beautiful little Kurtzel hit and miss engine, and if you look at it, it is just like clockwork. It has been beautifully machined, but beautifully thought out as well. So great effort, Kevin. Great little channel, mate. We've got Tom from Hilltop Machine Works, and Tom is probably one of the most patient blokes I know. He has been at building that workshop of his for at least the last 2 years, and he's been hit with snow, rain, and everything nature can throw at you, plus all the other little issues, COVID, trying to get materials organised. But Tom, it's great to see you in there, mate, and really looking forward to seeing those machines singing away, mate. Make the most of that space, mate. I'm absolutely envious of you, mate. I really am. And look, he threw in a nice little Starrett decimal equivalent chart too as well, so nice little gift. Thank you for that, Everett. Thank you for that, Tom. And another little Tom Hilltop Machine Works sticker again. And last but not least is Rustinox with his environmentally friendly stickers. He emails these to you, and you can print them out whatever size that you want. So Rusty, or Mikel as we know him, has got some unique stuff, and he really surprises me sometimes with some of the stuff that he does come out with. And that little scratch built or scrap built air engine with that really nifty little valve arrangement was fantastic, and absolutely I really love watching that series, Rusty. It was great. So you do have some very, very unique things that you do show up there. One day we will see what's behind that cheap door too. All right. Another thing that I have been doing in the workshop, and it's been taking up a fair bit of time, is I've had some more orders for my survey instruments, and these do take quite a bit of time, and the tolerance ranges that I need to work to for these units is really pushing the capabilities that I have in my workshop, and it does take me a lot of time to get these instruments made up and get them out. Now, I did have some issues getting the optics. They come out of China, and they do take some time now on the delivery. I don't know if it's a bit of a go slow. I'm certainly finding that at work with a lot of the welding consumables out of China. just not getting into Australia. So whether they're being nailed down with the COVID still, who knows. But yeah, getting some of these instruments out and on the go again. So as I said, that's taken up a fair bit of my time. Something I just wanted to touch on, and that has something to do with getting some more capabilities in my machine shop, is retirement and retirement plans. Now I'm turning 60 this year, and I'm looking forward to retiring in the next 18 months, 24 months. And I want to set myself up so that while I'm still earning a wage, I can still purchase equipment for my workshop, because when I do retire formally, I still want to do part-time work in my machine shop. So I just want to do those small little odd jobs on the side that can just bring in a little bit of money into the household. And I think it's important when you do retire, there's obviously the financial side of retirement that you want to set yourself up for, and you want to be comfortable, as comfortable as you can. You certainly want to go into retirement without debt, but you also want to have a plan on how you're going to live on the income that you're going to be able to draw from your superannuation, and set things up in such a way that you can take advantage of a lot of the government, let's call them, handouts as part of that retirement. But I did purchase some more machinery. I've got a couple of more things that I do want to get. As I said, they're things that I can get whilst I'm still earning a wage, and while I can afford them, that will set me up into the future and allow me to do that part-time type work. So we will go out and we'll have a look at this new bit of kit. I have got some video footage of when it arrived. I didn't get any video footage of it being loaded with the crane onto the truck, because I wanted to look after all the rigging, so I wanted to focus on that and get things set up the way that I was happy before the lifts went ahead. So all my efforts and concentration were put into there. So we do have some video of just after it's landed here in my workshop. So we'll go out there, we'll have a quick look at that, and we'll go through that and some of the issues that is with that bit of gear that I've got as well. So we'll head on out to the workshop and let's do that now. All right, and here it is. So this is a Victor machine. It's 400 swing by a metre between centres. Well, it's actually about 1100 between centres. It does go a little bit more further than what it is spec'd for, but it is a very, very robust machine. Came out of it's either Army Defence or Naval Dockyards where this lathe came out of, and I can tell you it has done, well, from what I can see, very little work. The bed is in beautiful condition. It's got just the odd little drop mark there, but other than that, it's in very, very good condition. There is some staining on here where it has sat for an awful long time. Obviously maybe coolant was underneath there, and it has put a little bit of a slight stain in some little areas, but it certainly doesn't affect the operation of the machine. Alright, so one of the issues I do have is that I'm missing 3 of the change gears for this machine. Now this machine obviously does rely on change gears to set some of the threading configurations, both for metric and imperial. This machine was made in Taiwan. It's very, very high quality from what I can see. It's actually classed as a precision high-speed lathe. I can still get full parts for it. Victor sent me over a copy of the manual, so I've got a full parts manual and a full operating manual for the machine. I've run the numbers on this, and the gear forms are metric, and they're a 1.75 module. So I've gone onto eBay and looked at pricing, and they range for a set from around $400, but I did get them out of Alibaba for under 90. So they're on their way, but interested to see what the quality's like. So I've just got to make up 3 small change gears to make the setup. So not too much of a hassle. Obviously, when these machines are bought and sold, this has had 2 owners. As I said, one was the Armed Forces, and the other one was the previous owner that I purchased it off. He bought it at auction, a government auction. Things do go missing, and one of the things that do go missing on these machines are those change gears. So fortunately not too much of a hassle, but we will make up some new sets. The other issue I've got with the machine, and it was the same with my high power lathe, is it does have high and low, but it also has a 2-speed motor. So it's a 4-pole and an 8-pole motor. and I've had no joy in the past trying to get taps out to turn that into a straight 4-pole motor in the past. So for me it's easy just to go out and buy another motor, 4-pole 5.5 kilowatt motor, and I'll be putting on an inverter. So I've got 32 amp single phase into the shop here, which I did put on specifically for larger machinery. So I've got the cable size to be able to handle the motor power that this is going to need. So all up, that's going to cost me just over $900. In purchasing this machine, I don't know how you guys have found machine pricing around the world, but in Australia, second-hand machinery has just gone absolutely stupid in their pricing. It's so far at the top. To get a half reasonable Bridgeport machine, you're paying anywhere up to $12,000, which is crazy. You can get them around $5,000 to $6,000, but they're pretty clapped out. I was very lucky to get this machine on a couple of fronts. First of all, we had COVID, so nobody could really get in and look at this machine because of the lockdowns that were happening. The other issue, I have a bit of a whinge about this, is eBay. eBay no longer allows you to contact the seller, and the seller cannot contact potential buyers via the messaging on eBay. They must have some algorithm that sits there. If you try and put a phone number in, no matter how you try and configure that phone number, or an address, or if you're putting in words in a certain way, that algorithm will pick them up, and you get a big black screen that says you are trying to work outside the eBay rules. So to try and get a look at this machine, there was a way that I did it. I won't share that on this video, but I was able to contact the seller, and he was able to contact me, and I was able to go and look at it. And there's no way in the world that I'm going to drop a few grand to buy a machine without seeing it. eBay say that rely on their guarantee policies, but for the $550 it took me to get here, I don't think eBay is going to cover me for getting it transported back if I'm not happy with it. So I don't know what eBay is doing. Obviously, they're trying to protect people trying to do deals outside of eBay and not paying the 10% seller's premium on it. But we did this all within eBay, so it was all done kosher. But eBay do make it very, very hard for you to go and have a look at anything. As I said, it's very, very hard to contact the seller to go and view something. Let me know if you guys have certainly found that in the past when you're trying to look at gear when you want to purchase it. If you've had issues trying to contact the seller to go and look at something you want to purchase. But that's the machine. So yep, very, very happy with that. It did have a lot of surface rust on it, but that surface rust just cleaned off very, very easy with a bit of Scotch-Brite and WD-40. So I'm going to go right over the whole machine. I will do a complete strip down on this machine and tidy it up. It does have one unique function that I do like, and that is the oiling for the ways is operated through the traversing handle. As you turn that, there's a little eccentric on the end of the shaft which operates a plunger up and down, which feeds pressure feeds all the areas up on top of this saddle and along the apron as well. But very, very happy to get this machine, and as I said, it just adds a little bit more capacity to what I can do in my workshop in the future. Alright guys, we'll see you in a tick. Alright guys, new toy. Got some more iron in the shop. This is a Victor lathe. Tiny little bit of surface rust on it. It's a 400 by 1000, so it's a 400 swing lathe, a metre between centres. Ex-Army, I think it is, from the Army workshops. But very, very happy to get this finally. I've been looking for this size lathe at a reasonable price, I reckon, for nearly 5 years. But we'll get it into the workshop, and we'll have a closer look at it. Just been unloaded from the truck now. Okay, so this is the new lathe coming into the workshop. I just wanted to show you how I've actually moved this in. So I borrowed a pallet jack from a good mate. That's a 2-ton pallet jack. And I've got my Frankenstein crane at the tailstock end, so he takes the weight. We take the weight with a pallet jack, chock it up underneath here, drop it down, then I can remove these chocks on either side, then move the pallet jack right through and pick it up again and just slowly walk it backwards. So this is how I got it from my driveway through the other shed and into the workshop. It worked really well. I was really happy with it. It was very stable all the way through. We could steer it, put it wherever we needed it, so it was great. I'm just going to move it back another couple of inches just to give me a little bit more working room at the back here, but pretty much where she's going to be. Alright, we'll get that moved and we'll come back. Righto, so having that engine crane capacity now to lift up, for example, the headstock, I can slowly lift it up, pull the chocks out and drop it down onto the lower chocks. So just end for end the hoist from one end to the other and just slowly bring one end down, then bring the other end down. And it just makes it so much easier. There is no way in the world that that existing arrangement, when I purchased it, would be able to do this. Makes life so much easier just to be able to quickly lift and adjust. Right guys, just wanted to quickly show you where this lathe sits in my workshop, and I've got it facing the high power lathe. That way I can keep all of my lathe tooling in the one chest over there and use that for both machines in a common position. The other thing with the Victor lathe too, it doesn't have a pull out swarf tray like the high power lathe does. All the swarf, it's a cast body. All the swarf needs to be pulled out from the rear underneath the splash guard. Also have a look, I've got that pretty much smack in between where I've sunk some piles to give that added support, and that's the same up at the headstock end there. You can just see that footprint there where the piles are. Idea being that it's very well supported. So I'm happy with the position that it's in at the moment. The other thing that determined the position is that I have my overhead bridge crane, and that can lift up to, I've had up to 200 kilo on this. Ideal for lifting the 4 jaws and the 3 jaw and face plates into place without me having to bust my gut to try and lift them. So I can do that from all overhead, and it's well within the shadow operating range of that lathe. Also with the lathe came the fixed steady and the travelling steady. So they're very important. A lot of the lathes you find second hand are missing a lot of that gear, and they're really difficult to get. So the only thing I really need to get for this lathe, as I said, is the make up some new change gears and a new 5.5 kilowatt motor, 4-pole. I'll quickly show you the manual that I got for this from Victor Lathes over in Taiwan. They emailed the PDFs over to me and I've printed them out, so I'll have a quick look at that. So I've just put it in an A4 folder, and it's great. It's got the full parts list and full diagram breakdowns of the lathe. So fantastic to have this on hand. And it also came with the operating manual, or the instruction manual as well. So that was really good of Victor Lathes to pass that over to me. It's great when you do get quality lathes like this. You do get the support and backup even after 40 years, and they still carry a full range of spares. One thing I am missing, however, is an electrical schematic for the control gear, and if anybody has one of these lathes and has an electrical schematic, either the 400 by 1000 or the 16 by 40, the Imperial version, I'm sure they're going to be pretty much the same. If it's possible to get a PDF copy of that emailed to me, I'd be very appreciative. But it makes life a little bit easier when I'm trying to do this conversion for the 3-phase motor through a single phase 3-phase inverter. There's a couple of things that I need to do to allow the rest of the control gear to operate as per normal, and to have an electrical schematic will make that just a little bit easier to work out. Alright guys, well thank you for that, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye for now.